Being a man from a Vaishnavite family, I could understand the essence and philosophy behind. And the most esteemed guest and my brother, Dr. Vijay Bhatkar, yesterday when he was received this Punya Bhushan, is a very small thing for him to my mind. A very unique personality of India. There are so many qualifications, the Fellow of Royal Society. You are the first chairman of India of the Fellow of Royal Society of London. And you know that there is 400 names and the first Isaac. And unless somebody passes away, there is no addition. What a good luck for us that when Ravi Chitnis, Milind Patre, Pandey, Yadav sir, and many others, this unique program, in the something very world and looking for the year 47, delighted. I have a tremendous feeling of happiness, satisfaction, but a sense of duty too. I feel little enriched and also enlightened. After receiving some of the lectures from these sessions, but yesterday and today, whatever fortune, I am really happy that we are on the right path. The entire world, as I said to you the day before, the world is waiting and looking to India with a hope and expectation that around the chaos, confusion, bloodshed, massacre, terrorism and violence going world over, very intelligent, capable Vivekananda, वो सिंदूर जैसे third not the information, computer, understand country गर्व नहीं भारत व्याख्या family, the society, the nation, the whole world. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So unique narration may not be that it's my own creation or own doing, but I have been fortunate, and our whole team of the World Peace University, whatever work has come up, maybe it is a little unbelievable. It's not possible to understand why I met Mr. Machwalkar, why I met Mr. Bharat, and why I am meeting you people too. It's to join hands, understand each other. And the very philosophy about the religion is nothing but to perform your duty. क्या करना और क्या करना नहीं चाहिए समझना चाहिए. धर्म की व्याख्या है. Spiritual component of life is not like a ritualistic component. It has a deep meaning which Sant Jnaneshwara says, philosopher Sant Jnaneshwara. Remember, myself and Vijay, we had a thinking about 15 years back that in the whole world history, we have the Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, Kant, Hegel, Spinoza, the great philosophers of the world. And you know that the story behind. But why not India? There is no philosopher. How it happens? And we were discussing, myself and Vijay Bhatkar, that whether our son Jnaneshwara was a philosopher or not. Whether Swami Vivekananda was a philosopher or not. And then we had a long discussion, and then he said, who decides who is the philosopher? He said, the rulers, the masters, the samrat. Mevela, then what should we do? So we decided that to call ourselves, and we declared the first golden prize. That time, about 15-20 years back, we said philosophers and Jnaneshwara. But at the same time, we said philosopher Dr. Albert Einstein, sent to a scientist. The language is same. It speaks about the truth, the ultimate reality. And when he says these words, let me tell you, friends, I have a very happy feeling because I could understand something. Not that I am the master, but I have a feeling of happiness and satisfaction because I could realize, I could understand this essence and philosophy. I think my young teacher, Mr. Jayant Khandare and Deepak Ranade must be sitting here. You know, the Schrodinger, Penrose, Einstein, all these great people have said in the last period of their life that they said all the university heads, the chancellors, vice chancellors, the men of research, innovation, they should start the schools of consciousness and reality. It is their words of advice. And at least as a small attempt, like the MIT School of Consciousness and Reality, has begun. And the world is waiting to understand the meaning of consciousness. Chaitanya Swarup kya hai? Chetana kya hai? What the nature of the universe itself. The laws of the universe doesn't change for me or you separately. It is the same, but universal. बदलाव नहीं है अमेरिका के लिए और मेरे लिए और तुम्हारे और मेरे लिए. जाति पाति पर नहीं है. जाति कुळ माझे गेले हरपुणे ऐसा मराठी में संवाद है. उसी का essence and philosophy is the real example. And I have a hope within a few years to come, when we have been talking about making India the Vishwa Guru. कब होगा भाई और कैसे होगा? मैं खुद कहूँ कि बहुत बड़ा आदमी हूँ, अच्छा हूँ. The decency, decorum, dignity and commitment and the sense of discipline in your life for making any cause without any ego or without any feeling of my own greatness. That will show the pathway. And I appeal to all of you and seek the guidance of these great men. Possibly this conference, which has been the first national conference of the scientists of India and some few people from abroad, I think we shall join hands together and let's do something little bit better and contribute something to promote the culture of peace for the well-being of the mankind. Thank you, friends.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your words of wisdom and showing us the path for future. My friends, now it's time when I'm going to invite and request the Chief Patron and President of this valedictory function, Padma Vibhushan, Dr. R.A. Mashelkar, sir, to address the gathering. But before I do that, I request my technical team to kindly relay a film.
We honor a luminary in the world of science, a beacon of innovation and excellence. It is our privilege to introduce Vibhushan, Dr. R.A. Mashelkar. Dr. Raghunath Anant Mashelkar, a visionary scientist and an exemplary leader, has significantly advanced the frontiers of chemical engineering and scientific research. As the former Director General of Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, he has been instrumental in propelling India's scientific community onto the global stage. Under his dynamic leadership, CSIR blossomed into a world-renowned research institution, pioneering breakthroughs that have shaped modern science and technology. As a Chancellor of Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai, Dr. Mashelkar continues to inspire and mentor the next generation of scientists and engineers, fostering a spirit of innovation and intellectual rigor. Dr. Mashelkar's global influence is further exemplified by his presidency at the Global Research Alliance, where he champions collaborative efforts to address some of the world's most pressing challenges through science and technology. A recipient of Padma Vibhushan, India's second highest civilian honor, Dr. Mashelkar's contribution to science and society have been recognized and celebrated worldwide. Please join us in welcoming Dr. R.A. Mashelkar, a true pioneer, visionary, and our esteemed special guest of honor at the National Scientists Roundtable Conference.
Thank you very much, distinguished dais, distinguished participants in this fantastic first National Scientists Roundtable Conference 2024, and ladies and gentlemen. It is very rarely that one has a chance to say the first word and then the last word. You'll remember I began the conference by giving the first talk, and I'm asked to give the last word, so really privileged. I must say that my association with the MIT group of institutions has been for over 40 years, long time, right from the time that the seed was blown by visionary Dr. Vishwanath Rao Karad. I remember his coming to me in 1983 because he had this idea of creating polymer engineering as a course. And I remember myself working with him, even drafting the syllabus, and we started, and it has become a world class. But that vision 40 years ago, to start a course that did not exist in India, that was the speciality. They say, innovator is one who sees what everyone sees, but thinks of what nobody thinks. That was Professor Karad. And then subsequently, of course, I remember somebody telling me, it was Dr. Ashok Ganguly, when I became the Director General of CSIR, I had gone to London. And this was within a couple of weeks. And he said, he calls me Ramesh. He said, Ramesh, have you found your successor? I said, come on, don't be joking. I've taken over as just 2 weeks ago. All right? And he said, you not by what you do, but how you find your successor and what he does. And I must say, Rahul Karad, you have been a fantastic successor. Both Rahul and Mangesh have led these institutions. And I must give credit to Rahul for even conceptualizing this particular idea. Many of you were not there when I spoke because I see a different audience here than when we began. I think the airlines and other things had created a problem. But I mentioned at that point in time that there was this prestigious Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Prize. When I got it, it was 20,000. When I became DG, it became 2 lakh, and my successor raised it to 5 lakh. Today, that money component of Bhatnagar Award has been taken away. And he said, let us create an alternative. And he created a 5 lakh award from this institution. I'm mentioning this because we normally consider it a government job, industry job, like Infosys Science Award. I just had a lunch with Narayan Murthy, and he was telling me about how he created a 50 lakh award for Infosys Science. But a private educational and research institution creating it is something new. So my hats off to Rahul for your vision and for doing what you are doing and the future. There are only 3-4 points I want to make. There are lots of young people here, and you will be looking at role models. There is one role model that is sitting right here, Dr. Vijay Bhatkar. I say this for a simple reason. It is not the Param supercomputer that he did, okay, or the series of Param supercomputers that he did. It is the spirit behind it. It is the yes I can, yes I will spirit behind it. And that's the spirit all of you have to embody. Yesterday I was in Bal Gandharva when he was felicitated by giving him the Punya Bhushan Award. Yeah, right. Punya Bhushan Award doesn't have the same status as the Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan that he has already received. But as I said, this is being given by city of Pune. घरच्यांनी दिलेला हा आविष्कार आहे आणि म्हणून तो महत्त्वाचा आहे. Now there I mentioned about, and I want to repeat that because you must understand that. You know, when it all began, I remember there was this Science Advisory Committee to the Prime Minister under Rajiv Gandhi. He had created that. And I remember in early days he asked, we are a poor country, but there must be something special about us. Now, what is it? And Rotam Narasimha had said at that time, we are good at this. So he said, what do we do with it? And then he talked about high-performance supercomputers with parallel processing architecture. And I remember his strategy was that you should start where everybody at the same level, okay? Rather than starting at a level where somebody is way ahead. And all of us were at the same level. And Dr. Bhatkar was entrusted with $10 million, 3 years, okay? And he finished the project, the Param 8000, with less than $10 million and less than 3 years. That rarely happens in government. So the first principle is being within budget, being ahead of time. That's one thing you can learn from him. The second is, yesterday he said, when they asked me to do a supercomputer, all that I had seen was a picture of a supercomputer. I didn't know what else could be done. But he had the confidence to do that. All right? And that matters, you know. Secondly, aspirations are your possibilities. You have to keep them high And he kept them high, that yes, I can, and yes, I will. But the other important point that people do not recognize is the following, that technology will not simply come to you because you have dollars or you want it. People will not give it to you. Okay? We wanted supercomputers because weather prediction is very important for us. We are agriculture dependent country. But United States of America felt that we might use it for nuclear weapons and so on and so forth. Okay? And that's why we were denied. So this is called denial-driven innovation. You go to somebody, ask for a technology, and he denies it. What Vijay showed was that, yes, thank you very much, you can deny it, we'll do it on our own, don't worry. And that's what he did, actually. That's the first thing. The second thing is Dr. Kalam always used to say, strength respects strength. You can extend your hand and say, shake hand. They will look at what is the power in your muscles, what is the strength in your muscles, and they will shake hand. So this is a classic story, by the way, India's story. Today we talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat, but he did Atmanirbhar Bharat with Atmavishwas, self-confidence. Okay? And we had gone to, we wanted a Cray supercomputer, which they had denied us. And I remember in 1998, when Param 10,000 came out, actually, that was the time, the same company, Cray supercomputer, which was denied, US government allowed Cray supercomputers to set up shop here in India. They took back steps. Each step he has taken, US kept on taking a back step. In fact, in my book, Reinventing India, I have talked, there's a full chapter on what he was able to do. So ladies and gentlemen, my young friends in particular, while we are having this valedictory address, we are very, very, very lucky to have one and only Dr. Vijay Bhatkar here. The spirit, not the supercomputer. That's the first point I wanted to make. The second point I wanted to make was how important technology and science is going to be for India. You can see that. All of you know what happened to the Microsoft outage? All of you know? It's a complete disaster. Okay? Now people are trying to find out why it happened. And there are first insights that are coming in. And that insight is that there was this sensor configuration update that was being done. And therefore there was some software update that was being done, and the logic went awry at that point in time. And therefore, the systems crashed. Now we call death, right? Like COVID. COVID took quite a bit of time before it spread around the world, and large number of deaths took place, okay, over several months. This death, that is called a blue screen death, all right? This particular phenomenon is blue screen death because all that you see is a screen, there is nothing else on that, took place in minutes. Technology, okay? What does it tell you? It tells you the importance of technology. All right. And unless India develops its own strength in science and technology, all right, we can't survive. Like COVID, when it came, we did not know what the virus was. We did not have diagnostics. We did not have therapeutics. We did not have vaccines. Not only did we develop those diagnoses, etc., we started exporting them to the rest of the world. So therefore, when people say 2020 was the year of pandemic, I said wrong. 2020, he said Google. We gave Google access to Google. Google's guru. And of course, I told his father that, look, he's using Google as his guru, but using his brain as a storage. He has to use it as an intelligent processor. And for that, you require guru. That's a different matter. But in the same week, the contrast, this way belongs to India at 75, right? Access to Google. But in the same week, we got a news that a 15-year-old girl had committed suicide. Why? Because she could not attend online exam. Why? Because her parents were so poor they could not afford a smartphone. So here Ved in India at 75 flying, and that Shraddha Pol, 15-year-old girl is dying because she belongs to Bharat at 75. So ladies and gentlemen, particularly the scientific community, we have to look for science for Bharat at 75. Inequalities are rising. How do you get access equality despite income inequality? How do you make high technology work for the poor? That kind of a science we can't neglect, because there's no point in talking about Viksit Bharat if we are going to remain sort of what we are. I hope these are the challenges that you like to take. Just now, Vijay called me a dangerous optimist. Yes, I am a dangerous optimist. I am dangerously optimistic for a simple reason. And the reason is the following. If you look at growth of different countries at different time, it appeared because of different reasons. For example, US, it was roads and railways. Okay? For Britain, it was textiles. For Sweden, it was timber and timber products. For Denmark, it was milk and milk products. For Middle East, it was oil. And what is the oil for India? It is Indian talent, all of you. Okay? And that is why it is on the basis of that talent that we can dream of the Viksit Bharat. But that talent, as I told you, has to be trusted. It has to be given an opportunity, not in the US, but right here. You know, we are land of ideas. US can't be the land of opportunity. We have to give these opportunities. And I'm seeing lots of sort of schemes and proposals and plans by the government to sort of make that happen. So, Viksit Bharat 2047, we are well on our way. What it requires is the spirit that is called Dr. Vijay Bhatkar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much indeed for giving us that vision for Viksit Bharat 2024. And I'm sure, as per the guidance that you have given us, the National Scientists Roundtable Conference 2047 will ensure that we have the Viksit Bharat. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Once again, a big round of applause for all the dignitaries and stalwarts on stage. And now, before I conclude this session, I'm going to request and invite the person who saw the dream of National Scientists Roundtable Conference 2024 and made it a reality, the Managing Trustee of Myers and Executive President of Myers MIT World Peace University, the Chief Initiator of MIT School of Government and founder of National Legislators Conference Bharat, Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, National Teachers Congress, National Women's Parliament, Sarpanch Sansad, and now National Scientists Roundtable Conference. Please put your hands together and welcome Shri Rahul for concluding remarks, the vision forward.
Janani Janmabhumisha Sagadapi Gariyasi. First of all, let me pay my respect to Padma Vibhushan Raghunath Mashelkar sir for his motivation, not just to me, but all my fellow colleagues from academia here. And of course, Dr. Bhatkar, who happens to be a very close friend of my father, and both these important leaders In last 4 decades, my friends, you all know Dr. Mashelkar is guiding this institution. He must have visited maybe 400 or 500 times in so many years, and I don't know how many hours of contribution. So I want to tell you, sir, that this vision, what little you praise me, I'm like your son, and you have always nurtured me and all my other team members. So that vision culmination is because of you, your blessings. And sir, actually you joined the organization and my father. So on behalf of all colleagues here, I think I want to just once again express my gratitude for your contribution. It is not my idea, but this is continuous conversation. Mashelkar sir, the challenge to the society, challenge to the country. Yesterday in my inaugural speech also I said, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi giving the challenge to Mr. Professor Bhatkar sir, that is there a man who can really come up and the parallel computing, supercomputing, when America denied us, and he said, yes, I am here. So likewise, these things, and today also in many things, I think we are dependent, you all respected scientists, you all are aware that what are the challenges in front of our country. Yesterday, students, they little video bite they have taken. So in that also I said that because of the technology transfer, the world has come close. The business development is happening beautifully. No problem, the road, infrastructure, various such other activities are happening, and we are quite satisfied, my friends. But still, I always feel that the fundamental sciences, the research, the invention quotient, how do we develop a scientific temple? Last 5-10 years, whatever your speeches, Mashelkar sir, Bhatkar sir, we have been hearing, and other, wherever the exposure of the worldwide, wherever I'm going. So I feel that this independence of our country, yes, 75 years of independence is important milestone, the Amrit Kal. But we truly have to be independent, my dear friend, in all sense, I mean to say. And the academic institution, which are the growth engines, Yadav sir, aapne bahut acha yesterday, the growth engines of our country, the education institutions. And very important points, Dr. Bhatkar sir, you said about the public and private today. This I have said before also once, twice, and I get a pain. I'm sure there are many IITs, and the most, such a great pride, wherever any part of the world we go, we feel very proud feeling. We are from India. They say, oh yes, IITs, and majority of the professors, some 10-20% profs in various institutions, they are serving. Professor Gore is here, who happens to be a classmate of my father, rather my father taught him long back, our revered founder, Dr. Karada, electrodynamics. And many such people are there. So, but still, I feel somewhere today about 500 private universities, Bhatkar sir, you mentioned. Can we develop some models? I'm talking about the solutions, and last 2 years I have been chasing the HRD ministry also for this mechanism. Top 150, suppose, private NIRF ranking institutions like us, the VIT, MIT World Peace University, and for that matter, many such institutions. यहाँ पे ISR के director sir, आप भी बैठे हुए, madam, you are also from the government. So I'm just trying to appeal all these government institutions, very important scientists, that can we develop, can there be some academic partnership? I have observed many a times, because the IIT people and even IIMs people, they look down. Private संस्थाओं वाले यानी ये थोड़े से, ये एक majority, मतलब मुझे नम्रतापूर्वक कोई मैं आपके हृदय तक पहुंचना चाहता हूं, and I am taking this opportunity and with lot of emotions this conference, Dr. Mashelkar sir ने इसके बारे में बोला, ये पहली नेशनल साइंस राउंड टेबल साइंटिस्ट की कॉन्फ्रेंस हो रही है और साइंटिस्ट कॉन्फ्रेंस, और मुझे लगता है कि पूरे भारत के प्राइवेट संस्थानों की शक्ति है कि इस तरीके के अलग अलग कॉर्नर्स में बहुत बड़े, खाली शास्त्रज्ञों के ही ऐसे इस तरीके के कन्वेंशंस, अलग अलग ट्रैक्स लेके उसकी सिस्टम क्या बनानी, आई थिंक मेटिकुलसली Dr. Mashelkar sir, you have conducted so many meetings with my fellow colleagues, later with Dr. Bhatkar also, GD Yadav sir, आप सब लोगों ने इसमें बहुत contribution किया, बहुत अच्छे से, और एक public private partnership का एक बहुत अच्छा नमूना यहाँ पे ये conference के माध्यम से मुझे लगता है कि भारत के सामने यहाँ पे a robust platform can evolve in the days to come. So with that feeling, मैं मेरी भावना यहाँ व्यक्त करता हूँ कि ऐसे कुछ models, IIT, IIMs, ISC Bangalore, all these institutions, I will not say they are adopting us, but some academic, and that's how the standard of our institutions can really elevate. You can imagine, itne sare private institutions. So hame, and it is already working quite well. I mean to say, many IIT profs and other people, they are coming forward. They are, but still there is some reservation. I took some 40 faculty members, the Indian origin presidents of American universities who are serving in United States, 25 presidents of American universities who are senior researchers. Just 2 years back, Chitnis and Professor Khandekar, we all traveled all the way to Washington, DC, and we conducted one conference there. So many such efforts, my dear friends, we are conducting, and I think through such engagements, a great co-creation can happen. And this leadership of our country, the scientific temper development can truly happen. That is my whole message I want to give. Lastly, I want to just say, Mr. Kale, just you can stand once again and wave the hand. You have taken a great efforts. Professor Ali is our Dean for Research. I want to thank Professor Chawli. We all are this thing. I want to say, Professor Kamtekar, you have worked very hard, so thank you, Professor Kamtekar. I also want to, because these are the people who are chasing. Trust me, it was a big surprise. Mashalkar sir, तुम्ही आज येताय म्हणलं की आम्ही सगळे पळत आलो. म्हणजे भटकर सर कालच पुण्यभूषण अवॉर्डचं सेरेमनी हे झाला. सरांचं कौतुक झालं. I think we all have given a great honor to Bhatkar sir. I think City of Pune घरचा हा अवॉर्ड तुम्हाला मिळाला. मी तुमच्या पुढे नम्रपणाने मी तुमचं सुद्धा इथं स्वागत अभिनंदन करतो. So Professor Pandey, I want Professor Pandey is driving here, you know. So people must know that there is quite a people they have worked here in the system. So but a lot of hardship. मी GD यादव सर म्हणजे हे ड्रायव्हिंग सीटमध्ये ही मंडळी होती सगळी. मी कणभर मी काही काम करू शकलो, पण नॅव्हिगेशनमध्ये माशेलकर सर, तुम्ही भटकर सर आणि GD यादव सर, तुम्ही माशेलकर सरांच्या को क्रिएशनमधनं हे सगळं जे काही वॉट एव्हर दिस हॅज इवॉल्ड, आय थिंक ब्युटिफुली इट हॅज इवॉल्ड. Lastly, I want to say, Mr. Ashok Joshi sir, please stand. I think he has taken, trust me, from Washington, he has 150 patents. And I'm sure all are highly satisfied with this conference. I mean, the first conference, there are some lacunas, some SWOT analysis, and immediately they are going to have a debriefing tomorrow. And some nervousness is there amongst you guys with some those you know, the weaknesses, but I think we can build up positively. But he has 150 patents, and he's a dear friend of our founder, Dr. Karad sir. He's a classmate of Dr. Karad sir, and they are friends from so many years. So thank you, Ashok Joshi ji, for pursuing, very relentlessly he pursued this, that we have to do something. And this thank you. Thank you. So once again, madam, आपका भी सुनील भार्गव साहब, मैं आपका भी यहाँ पे स्वागत अभिनंदन करता हूँ. एंड सुजाता जी, थैंक यू. I hope this voice through you guys we can take it to the government, and some delegation of some of the top leaders we can really chase. And IITs and IIMs can play a great role, my dear friends, and we all feel very it's a great proud feeling. So Dr. Chitnis, our Vice Chancellor, is sitting politely. Just give a round of applause to him also. Thank you, Dr. Chitnis. Thank you. All the media, students, and very systematically, we have 800 faculties, madam. We wrote all the faculties, and 100 faculties registered. We want to work in the research track. And all 20,000 students, we wrote a letter, and in that some 600-700 students, they said, we want to make our career in research. And that's how only those chosen, because that campus, I don't know whether you guys have come, but I will request someday you please visit, sir. It's a huge campus, 22,000 students in one campus. And all of them we requested, and these chosen student and chosen faculties who wish to dedicate their life for the research, so they all have come. And I imagine that through this idea, so many things can happen across the country, 500 colleges. We have established the Private University Association, also called Confederation of Private Universities. So these machines, the growth engines, Yadav sir, so we want to work, and every month I appeal, I'm taking opportunity on the dais in this ceremony that monthly, sir, tumsa ved far mahatvacha hai. Monthly one meeting we will have very systematically, and 2 months we will bother Mashelkar sir also ki we have to take this, so that next year this conference truly take the national stage, and we have to, government must bless this important idea, and that's how we can take globally this very message of first National Scientists Conference. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And indeed, no conference can be complete without we publish the outcome of the conference. And I would like to request all the dignitaries on the dais to please join us as we publish the compendium of this particular conference. I request my team to hand over the books on stage kindly. And I request all the dignitaries on the dais to please give us a photograph. I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor to kindly come on stage as the book of abstracts of this conference is being unveiled at the hands of all the dignitaries on the dais. I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Murthy Sir, to kindly come on stage. Let's give a big round of applause, my friends. As we leave this conference, let us carry with us the spirit of inquiry, collaboration, and determination to push the boundaries of knowledge. Together, we can make significant strides in science, technology, contributing to a brighter and more prosperous future. I request everyone in the audience to please rise in your seats. We are going to conclude this conference by saluting our nation with national anthem. I request everyone to please rise in your seats. I request my technical team to kindly relay. Bharat Mata Ki. Thank you very much, all the dignitaries on the dais, everyone in the audience, thank you very much for being part of the first National Scientists Roundtable Conference 2024. See you all back in the second National Scientists Roundtable Conference 2025. Thank you very much.